Samoa, Russia. So far, so good. Hello, people. How is everybody tonight? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? It is 10:08 here in New Zealand in the evening. I haven't yet started streaming the game, so we'll see how my internet connection holds up today. Yesterday it seemed to go not too bad. Can you all hear what I'm saying? Let's give the stream a crack. This game hasn't started yet. It's still a MasterCard ad with Brian Nabana. Let me know if the audio's all good, videos all good. As I said, I'm streaming the game from one computer, streaming YouTube on the other, so we'll see if it holds up. Nothing has come up in the chat yet, so either you're all very quiet or the chat's broken. I tested it once and it was broken, so let me know if that is a thing. Well, then how would you let me know? You can't.
Thank you very much, James. Hello, everybody. Welcome along to Kumagaya Stadium in the Saitama Prefecture, about 80 kilometres north of Tokyo.
All right, I will test it. Oh, no good, no issues. Okay. Thank you, Pete. The teams are just getting ready to come out.
Both teams have been focused fully during the warm-ups. There has been a late change to the Samoan side. We'll talk you through that in just a moment.
Apparently, the Samoans have had to make one late change, but they haven't said who it is yet.
Samoa tonight, he has been captain in 7 of his last 14 test matches. Samoa have lost their last 3 tests.
If the beer in my short turnaround for Russia is right, Steve. If the beer in my Heineken 24 pack is to be believed, I think it's picking picking Samoa, because in 24 pack, which I guess has a mixture of teams, it has not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Samoan beers all together. They were all sitting next to each other, so there may be even more. I haven't opened the whole pack yet. But there's a whole bunch of Samoan beer in this Heineken pack. So, chicken wings. How's it going, bud? Oh, the Russians are in red this time. I guess that's to avoid clashing with the blue of Samoa. Are you guys watching the game, or are you at work? What's the deal? It's a relatively late one here. Tomorrow's one is very early. It's like 5 o'clock here in New Zealand for Uruguay against Fiji. Watching at home in Melbourne, watching the game, good stuff. Crowd looks pretty good. Yeah, man, 4 days for the Russians is going to be very hard. I'm trying to do homework and watch the game and watch the stream. That's multitasking to the next level. What's the homework? If it's Chinese homework, I can help you. If it's anything else, I probably can't. No work today. How does that work, Mark? Today's a work day. You on annual leave as well? Can't watch it since you don't have Sky. It's not on Sky. Where are you, man? It's on Spark in New Zealand. National anthem. Russia is up first. ITV4 right now. Don't have anything besides digital TV. I think Spark's like $90 at the moment. No, I just have to do an English essay. Okay, man, I'll leave you to that one. Do I think Russia can win today? I mean, it's not impossible, but it's very, very unlikely. Very unlikely. 4-day turnaround, a Samoan team full of guys who play pro, who are fully rested. So, yeah, it seems like a bit of a tough ask. I said Russia by 3. Was that dumb? If Russia are going to win, it's probably going to be by a single-digit score. Score prediction. I think I picked Samoa by like 20 or 30. I can't remember. I left my phone charging in the other room, and that's got my Super Brew, so I'm actually not certain. Know nothing about Russia. Who's considered their star player? You probably know about as much as I do, man. Golonitsky, their winger, the other day had a pretty good game against Japan. Their fullback, who's the captain, whose name escapes me right now, he's all right. Yeah, I'm not very au fait with the Russian guys. Hi from Wales. What time is it in the UK right now? It must be still morning, right? The number for 7. Yes, he's the guy who made all the tackles, and got the turnovers. Greetings from South Devon. What you drinking? The Samoa beers, man. I haven't opened it. I got 4 of them. I had a look in the box, and I was like, what do we got? Samoa, 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 Samoa. So the beers are trying to tell me something. Living in the UK and Ireland, 11:15. Okay, so not quite 12 hours difference between here and New Zealand. What's the score? It is still 0-0. They have not kicked off yet. Should be good to see Russia again. Let's see if they've improved or if Japan were just nervous. Agree, man. Agree. All the pressure was kind of on Japan for that first game because nobody expected Russia to do anything. So we'll see if Samoa suffer from kind of the same thing or not. I expect the Russians to tire them, and 4 days rest is not enough if you're not going to change any of the players. They have not changed a single one. Where's the sighting for Reed? Yeah, that shot looked a bit ugly. I saw it. It's been all over Twitter. You keep an eye on the league at all? 2 cents prediction for the Final 4 in the NRL. I keep the loosest of loose eyes on it. I see the highlights every now and again, but very little, man. I don't see much at all. Isn't Souths doing pretty well this year? I really have not much idea. Why didn't you go to Japan? I had kids. Love my kids, but they are 3 and almost 4 and 1 and a bit. So not that conducive to it. And I don't think my missus was that keen about me just abandoning ship for however long. So we'll look at the next World Cup. Maybe. We'll see. Kind of sucks because I never been to Japan. It'd be nice to go. Samoa it is then. Yes. The game is about to kick off, so we will get the first Samoa Heineken beer underway. Cheers, everybody. I just missed who they said is out for Samoa, but somebody was replaced. Really like that Russian jersey. It looks nice. Yeah, there is something pretty nice about that jersey. My Russian jersey is white, and it's interesting they don't even seem to wear white anymore. So, yeah, that's 2011, so I guess things have changed. Why aren't you a rugby commentator? Yeah, I don't think I have the necessary cadence or skills for that one. Stick to YouTube, I think. He's not a commentator because he's got a real job. Yeah, he does have a real job. England have made 10 chases for the USA game. I haven't seen the team, actually. That'll be interesting. I'll look at that tomorrow. Souths, Roosters, Melbourne, and Canberra. Oh, man, Melbourne is always there. Always there. And Melbourne doesn't even care about league. Not really. It's all AFL there. Ostrikov is a decent second rower. Played for South Sharks in the Gallagher Premiership. Do you think a decent USA can beat a second string England? I'm English and I'm wary. I think it's very unlikely. They did manage to squeeze past a third string Scotland, so I doubt they will beat a second string England. But it may be another one of those performances where England kind of gets criticised for not beating them by 50 points. But it's a pool game. It doesn't matter. England just needs to get a bonus point win. Kickoff. As happened 30 seconds ago, there was a charge down, a Russian line-out. If you're watching the game, I'm at about 30 seconds right now, and they've just had the first line-out. So you can see if you're ahead of me or behind me. And Samoa have given away a penalty. Samoa should win this handy. Yeah, they should. They should, especially with Russia on the 4-day turnaround. 5-day turnaround, 4 days rest. If the All Blacks play Scotland, it'll be cool to see our white jerseys. Yeah, it's only really Scotland or sometimes France when they've got a dark blue jersey that we have to switch. It's pretty rare. Thoughts on Bundy RK? Is he okay from his concussion check? I know he's going through the protocols. Russia are still doing their box kicking thing from the last game. First easy take for Fidal. Yeah, that's what the commentators just said. 50 seconds ahead of you on ITV. I hope you guys are ahead. I kind of prefer it when you guys are ahead, because if you're behind, then I just spoil everything for everybody. Oh, the Russians have kicked, and this one's going to be too big, but it's not going to go dead. As an RG fan, how high should I get my hopes about us beating England? Not very, but again, not impossible. Not impossible at all, but I wouldn't be betting anything of too much value on it. Looks like there won't be any upsets in this World Cup. Yeah, it's still early days. Some teams haven't actually played yet, so it might be true. As some of the bigger teams rotate their squads about, I think that'll be the true test, like the guys were talking about with England playing a much-changed lineup against USA. 3 minutes in. Russia have had pretty much all the ball. 3 minutes for me. It's just at 3 minutes and 12 seconds here, so maybe you and I are about the same, Jason. Ooh, Russian guy knocked it backwards. from a high kick, but nobody was chasing it. Magic Mike, hey bro, hey, would love to see Georgia in the Six Nations. Yeah, I think Georgia, if they did join the Six Nations, they would. Oh, Nana Williams knocked it on. I think they'd be on the wrong end of some hidings for a few years before they got good enough to compete, but they do need more rugby. However that gets sorted, they need more rugby against higher level teams, that's for sure, because I said it the other day, they're kind of too good to be where they are, but they're not quite good enough for the Six Nations. But how do you get good enough for the Six Nations? You need to play more rugby against teams like the Six Nations teams. Oh my God, Nana Williams just tried to offload, and the Georgian hooker was the guy who intercepted it, but nothing doing. Okay. You want to turn your camera to the TV for us? Nah, bro. If you want to stream it, get the link for ExpressVPN. It's in the description. Much easier than looking through my webcam. I would love to see Argentina beat England. Most of the world would agree. Yeah, I think most of the world does like to see England get beaten for whatever reason. But, yeah, it seems like a tough job. Man, Russia have started with a bit of fire in the belly, that's for sure. Maybe that one game has got them kind of a bit more match ready. Forgive me while I take a couple of notes. How's your day, bud? Yeah, Mark's here. Mark Dunphy. 15 minutes ahead. What? How was my day? It was okay. I had people sending me links to the South African video about the ref in that South Africa All Blacks game. I had I want to say 10 or 20 people send me that same video. Seems to be really doing the rounds on YouTube at the moment. It's an interesting video because it points out a lot of the errors that were made by the ref, but it's only the ref pointing errors in the against the South Africans. It would have been nice to see both, just to compare how lopsided it was. Oh, James, $15, man, you're too generous. Love your commentary. Keep up the good work. I really appreciate that, man. I am certainly enjoying having this annual leave time where I can literally just sit and watch rugby with you guys pretty much every day. Tomorrow I won't be able to live stream because the game is pretty early and my kids will still be awake. But yeah, man, I really appreciate it. That's cool. Thank you for that, James. Wish you had $15. Don't worry, I won't get $15. YouTube will take some of that money. But still, every little bit helps and helps me buy more of this sweet. No, I'm not sponsored by Heineken Samoa beer. Just kidding. It's 0-0. Okay. Good. It's 0-0 for me as well, Mark. You had me doubting the streaming quality of Spark Sport. They've been under enough pressure. They had to show 3 games free to air because they stuffed up the South Africa-New Zealand game. Even though my one was actually pretty fine. Your channel sucks. Show the freaking game. Bro, there's a link in the description. Get ExpressVPN. It's like $6 a month. You can watch all the games on ITV. $6 a month, man. Is that the same bottle as yesterday? No, they're full of Samoan bottles, man. All I had was Samoa. Like, Heineken's trying to tell me something. Right. Samoa is actually attacking the Russian 22, and they've knocked it on. And there's a bit of aggro. I'm watching on USA TV. Okay. Nice. I hope USA's got good coverage. What culture are you? I guess you would say I'm a Palangi. Yeah. The American coverage is bad. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Just watch through the glasses. It's easy. Yes, the reflection on the glasses is true. Yeah, my favorite Kiwi rugby YouTuber. I appreciate that. How many other Kiwis are there doing rugby YouTube? There's a few South Africans. Unbiased Rugby, G-Man, Super Skinny Brew. 1014's got one Kiwi and one Irishman, but they're mostly doing Spark Sport stuff now. Do a weekly dream team. Yeah, I'm thinking about that, but it's hard with the way the games overlap. I'll think about it. Sorry, guys, I'm on ITV. Nope, it's not on some other show. Go ITV4. I heard it's on ITV4. How are the Russians dealing with the Samoans in contact? Fine so far, but it's still early days. One of the Russian guys is getting paper shoved up his nose because he probably had contact with a Samoan. That's Gajdev, the big open side, makes all the tackles. I think they have a baseball ex-player commentating. Wow, that'll be interesting to see how that goes. That'll have some entertainment value. There's about to be a scrum. We're 8 minutes gone. It's 0-0. Driving Maul. Yes, Driving Maul is based in New Zealand. He's British, but he's based, I think, in Hamilton. I've met him a few times. He's a very cool guy. Tried actually watching the game, but Spark Sport is absolutely hopeless. So yeah, is that right? Oh man, I'm watching on Spark Sport right now, and it's fine for me. So far, so good. Here I am just drinking Milo. Favorite player of all time? For this one, I usually go with either Grant Fox or Michael Jones. And I think largely because I met those guys when I was a child. And it's as a child, there's that nothing quite like that feeling of meeting your idols. So both very cool guys, very humble, very good players. People tell me Grant Fox is the ultimate boring player, but man, that guy kicked goals like nobody's business. I'm showing my age with those picks. Oh man, Russia get a free kick at scrum time. Garbage game so far. Yeah, it hasn't been the best. It kind of looks like a team mostly full of amateurs against a team who haven't played any games yet, and that's kind of what we're getting. Spark Sports working fine for me. Yeah, me as well. Yeah, thanks from China. It's on. Nice. Whereabouts are you in China, man? I used to live there. Samoa finding some space out wide, but I feel like they don't need to throw the 50-50 balls yet. It's only 10 minutes gone. They're trying to score a try from every play. Just build some phases. Here's danger. Fido's going down the left wing, but well tackled. The Russians are getting back in defense. Can you show the game, please? No, man, there's a link in the description. If you want to watch it, go through the VPN. It's like $6 a month. if you sign up, or $12 if you just want to go 1 month. If I try using ITV, I have to sign up using my credit card details, so I have a free account. No, you don't have to sign up with a credit card. That's for ITV Premium. Just sign up for ITV free account. You don't need a credit card. I did it just using email address. The only thing is you'll need to find a UK postcode, so just Google UK postcode. Have you ever been to South Africa? Nah, man, I have not been to South Africa. I would love to go. I do have one South African guy in my office, and he's been gone from South Africa for a long time. He did go back for a brief holiday this year, and he's very negative about South Africa. He tells me not to go, but he's negative about a few things, so it's kind of not just limited to that. Wuhan. Bro, I used to live in Wuhan for 7 years. Are you serious? Wuhan. No way. That's crazy. I literally lived there for 7 years. I lived in Hankou. I lived in Wuchang. I never lived in Hanyang. I got an apartment there. I'm still paying a mortgage on it. We haven't sold it. What is this, football or soccer? Yeah, so far this is a whole lot of no scoring, but there's an angry Russian man shouting at the crowd, which is cool. He's got a beer in his hand. I'll sponsor your trip, but come to Cape Town when New Zealand play the Box. I would love to, man. Cape Town. That guy in my office, he told me, if you do go to South Africa, go to Cape Town. He's from Port Elizabeth. He's like, don't go to Port Elizabeth. He said, don't go to Durban. Don't go to Pretoria. Don't go to Joburg. Don't go anywhere up north. Don't go to Port Elizabeth. He said, just go to Cape Town. Colin, yes, gone on for 15 years. Man, seriously, where do you work? Maybe we've met. Did we met? I used to work at NDI. I used to work at Hubei Uni. Where else did I work? A company called TDM, but they went bust. You've been to Belgium Beer Cafe? You must have. Cape Town sucks. What's wrong with Cape Town? Pause the game because my mom is here. Does your mom not let you watch the rugby? Samoa's on attack. You got to let them attack, man. You got to see this. People underestimating the Russians. Yeah, I reckon. But I think the Russians are going to go pretty hard for the start. Come 50 minutes, 60 minutes, I think they're going to tire. Cape Town sucks. Translate says, I don't live in Cape Town. Yeah, that's like people always say Auckland sucks. Auckland kind of does suck in some ways, but it's the biggest city we've got. Will I ever come to Ireland? Bro, I really wish I could. I'd love to go see some Pro 14 games, Champions Cup games, Six Nations, whatever, man. That would be awesome. You guys are saying try. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, here it comes. Is that Leua? NDI, interesting. Yes, Brussels Cafe, live in Wuchang doing IELTS stuff. Yeah, man, I used to work at NDI at the, branch. Oh, I can't even remember now. Man, what a pass from Tim Nana Williams. Yeah, I used to work at the NDI in Wuhan Plaza, so in Hankou. Cape Town still sucks. Why can't you just show it? Do I look like Spark Sport? Do I look like I own the rights to anything? No. ExpressVPN, it's in the description. Click on that, sign up. You get a month money back guarantee. Sign up. It's like $12 American, and you can watch all the games. Literally all the games on ITV. Whoa. When you said what a kick, I thought you meant he was going to get it. But boy, that was far off. 5-0. That was worse than Biggers. That was pretty bad. I'm not sure if it was worse than Biggers, but it was pretty bad. Try to Leo. Yeah, it's 5-0. What do you think has been the best game so far? Maybe Australia, Fiji. That had a fair bit of action. It lacked on defence. If you want defence, Ireland, Scotland was awesome. Was it a hard kick? It was a fairly hard kick, but it was a poor attempt. I couldn't have done better, but it was not that much better than me. ABs v Box. Yeah, that was okay, but I feel like both those teams didn't hit their full potential in that game. Argentina, France, actually, no, that actually probably was better in terms of the tension towards the end. Good on you for your patience. People trying to show the game. Yeah, I mean, I even put in the title, no match footage, because people always ask to see the game. But I get it. Everyone's looking for a stream. But just sign up to a VPN and you get to watch the games through ITV if you really have no other option. Yeah, the Russians are lining up a penalty at the moment. What region are you from in New Zealand? I'm from Auckland, man. I am from Auckland. Onehunga, to be specific. That's pretty poor from Samoa to concede points straight from the restart, man. That's not good. People read it as a no, match footage. Yeah. That's why there's no punctuation in there. Oh, Russia have knocked it on from their own restart. So neither team has got the restarts going. What are you writing down? All the stuff for the review. You should see me when I go to actual games. When I go to the games, I sit there with a radio so I can hear what the commentators are saying, because from your seat, you can't always see everything. A pen, paper, pen. Yeah, I look ridiculous. Luckily, they've never patted me down to be like, bro, why are you bringing a pen and paper to a rugby game? Yes, I'm taking notes because I got a bad memory. I won't remember all this stuff. What's the score? It is 5-3 to Samoa after 20 minutes. 1 try to 1 penalty. Although Samoa are on the attack, they're in Russia's 22. TJ Iwane is having a run, and he's tackled. Pretty poor skills from both teams. Yeah, it's not been the best so far. Samoa's literally just knocked it on. You're more of a journalist than CNN. CNN, Fox. Most of the New Zealand Herald. My brother actually worked for the New Zealand Herald for a very brief time as a journalist. And he was just like, nah, this is just sensationalist nonsense. So he quit. Samoa is a frustrating team to watch. They have so much untapped potential. I agree. Bro, where do you keep all your jerseys and merch? Maybe a video on the gear. I probably will, but any of that behind the scenes stuff will go on Patreon. That's for sure. Love that you put out so much content. Yeah, man, it's a cool kind of hobby. Keeps me busy. It's kind of juggling rugby stuff, family stuff, work stuff. Keeps me out of trouble. I mean, it used to be rugby stuff and like video games or other nonsense. So this is a good way for me to spend my time. Probably more constructive, I like to think. This has got nothing to do with the game, but New Zealand has the best pies in the world, even though I haven't traveled to another country before. Okay. China certainly lacks on the pie front. I can confirm that. I've been to Australia. I don't remember much about Aussie pies, but I feel like they're similar. I used to live with an Aussie guy when I was in China, and he cooked pies, made his own pastry. Pretty good. But yeah, New Zealand pies are pretty good. I admit it. Do you think Russia have improved since the last World Cup? The last World Cup they played at was 2011, right? I can hardly remember them playing at 2011, I'll be honest. I didn't see them play, at least not in person. I mean, Russia were lucky to qualify for this World Cup, right? A few other teams had to drop out due to fielding ineligible players. And like Russia lost to some English second division teams in prep. Oh, the Russian fullback, though, as I say that, has just done a magnificent little dummy. And then he kicked the ball away. Fond of a steak and kidney. All kinds of pies are good. Artemiev, yeah. Nice little step on Leua. Went right around him. Quite a mustache as well. South African pepper steak pies from Woolworths are the best. Okay. Pepper steak's always a good one. 22, almost 23 minutes gone. Samoa 5, Russia 3. How's the biltong there in New Zealand? What's a biltong? Russia actually on the attack and Samoa's 22. Biltong is a beef jerky. Okay. Is it any good? We don't really do much in the way of dried meats over here in New Zealand. How many phases are the Russian forwards going to go before they give it to the backs? That must be 3 or 4. The counter usually starts appearing on screen at 5 phases. Oh, but the backs have got the ball. Now they're going backwards. But they've still got the ball. I'm a bit late for Keen for the stream. Welcome, buddy. Always welcome for the stream. Have Samoa just got a turnover? No. Hands in the ruck. Okay. Russia might actually go in front. Share the damn please game. Please, please, please. No, I can't share the game, man. I'll get banned. Link in the description. ExpressVPN. $6. This is how you say 6 with your hands in China. $6. Or $12 if you sign up for a month. 30-day money-back guarantee. You can watch them all on ITV. Simple as that. Russia have 6. Okay. Not on my stream yet. But I will prepare to write a note that Russia are going to go in front. That's a lead change. 25 minutes. Russia penalty. Six.
Successful with the first. This one in a handy position and no mistake.
Okay, it's just happened on my stream. Russia are officially in front of Samoa after 25 minutes. My Super Brew pick is not looking good. Fleshin, hello mate. Hello mate. How are you? Not looking good for Samoa at the moment, but second half, they're going to do it. What is the name of your Super Brew? I think it's just called 2 Cents Rugby. I can see the game from the reflection of your glasses. It's the only way you'll see it on this stream. If you want to watch the game for yourself, use the VPN. We'll get Spark Sport, $90. I think it must get cheaper as the tournament goes on, surely. Hey, all the way from South Africa. Hey, man. Must also be late morning in South Africa too, I'm guessing. Man, Samoa just had to kick it. They gave up on a tackle. Oh! Lilo with a big hit. He went down and then he got back up. Damn. $12:50 South African time. Okay, so it's time for lunch. They're going to look at that Lilo tackle. Maybe no arms? Red card? Red card? Really? Come on, guys. Don't tell me that's a red card. My Super Brew is going to go to hell. I'm not going to look at the chat for a second. I'm going to look at the screen. What's going on? Okay, I can't resist. They're taking ages. Good morning from Spain. Hey, man. The rugby so far. Oh, damn. Shoulder to the head. He could be in trouble here. The game has been pretty ugly, to be honest. It's been pretty ugly. I think he could be in trouble. Is it a high tackle? Yes, it is. Is there direct contact on the head? Yes. Which means it's a red card. The TMO is saying something's dipping, so he might be going to mitigate it down to a yellow. What time is it in New Zealand? It's 10:50 p.m. The Aussie is saying it's not a rare and not a card. I got Samoa by 17 on Super Brew. Mitigating factor? Is it going to be yellow? So it's yellow? Okay. It hasn't happened yet, but he's calling the player over on my stream. Yellow card. He is probably a wee bit lucky. Honestly. I feel like if that's on Bowden Barrett, that's probably a red card. But because it's Russia, maybe not. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. Lucky I chose 38.5 for Russia. Smart call, man. Lucky, man. That was high and shoulder to the head. Yeah, the TMO was like, that's dipping. But not really. Like sometimes you've seen guys actually slipping over, still get walloped in the head, and they still get red carded, even though the guy was falling down. If that was dipping, then I don't know. Yeah, right about the Barrett thing. I reckon so, man. It used to be that way with Dan Carter. You know, South African fans will know about that with Bismarck Duplessis. Like, you can't tackle the guy, so. He should play Lotto. He's that lucky. Lilo. Yeah, he probably should be playing Lotto with that one, man. He got off pretty lightly. Yellow was the best he could hope for, absolutely. See if Russia can do anything with this man advantage. Because yesterday, Georgia actually seemed to play better when they were man down. So we'll see if this is kind of galvanizing for Samoa or not. Oh, they've knocked it on. How come I can't show the game? Because Spark Sport would copyright strike my ass. But you can use the Express VPN and the link to watch the game if you sign up, $12 or something. And you can watch all the games, not just this one. Carter wasn't allowed to be tackled. I'm sure that was in his contract. I think so, man. And I say that as a Blues fan as well. When he was playing for the Crusaders, you had to be very careful if you tackled Dan Carter. He's a New Zealand treasure, man. Not allowed to hurt him. Oh, another one? I think Matu'u is out cold. Oh, man, he looks out. Take a shot every time it says VPN. I won't say VPN unless people ask me to show the damn game. I promise. I deliberately put no match footage. If you want the footage, get a VPN in the description to avoid that stuff. What is going to happen here? That looks like headbutt. Like, not intentional. That just looks careless. Oh, but that's shoulder as well. Damn. What is going on, Samoa? Russian walks away like nothing happened. These guys are tough as nails. Is it the same guy who got hit by the last high tackle? Or no? Oh, man. And that's from a hooker as well. Nothing like getting a shoulder from a front rower to your head. Knocked himself out. Yeah. Is Samoa winning? Nah, man. They're down by a point. It's 6-5 in Russia's favor. Jonty, you're back again. Bro, how's it going, man? Australia v. Wales thoughts. That's a fascinating one, man. Matu'u's back on his feet. He's getting yellow carded. I mean, Wales was so good, Jonty, in that first half against Georgia. And Australia came back really well against Fiji. So it's like two teams that both had one really good half and a relatively poor other half. So it's going to be touch and go. It's really going to be touch and go. I hope. Honestly, I'm torn. I can't pick one at the moment. When I see the lineups, we'll have a look. But it's got the kind of look about Argentina, France about it. I should be very close. Bro, how do I say your name, Mr. Is that Algan? Egan? Do you think Ireland can win the World Cup? Thank you for that, man. I think for Ireland, the key point for them is to get past the quarterfinal. Because historically, that's been their failure, right? It's getting past that quarterfinal. If you can do that, the mentality is we've already done better than any Irish team in history. We are free now to go and just play. And with that kind of pressure off, even if you get knocked, knowing that you get knocked out in the semis, you're still the most successful team ever. I think that allows you to go ahead and maybe do something great. So I think if they can win the quarterfinal, look out for Ireland. Which part of New Zealand are you from? I'm from Auckland. That's a bad pass. To the feet.
Russia can't be silly and just expect to fling it with long passes. Samoa will comfortably push across the field if that's the case. They still have to go direct and go through them first.
Yeah, I think Russia need to take it easy. Have you ever seen a game at one of the South African stadiums? I have not, man. I've never been to South Africa. I really wish. I know the South African stadiums are very large. Like our largest one is Eden Park. And in the scheme of things, Eden Park is not all that big. But, Loftus, Ellis Park, Newlands, Kings Park, they're all big stadiums. So, yeah, I feel like it'll be a bit of a different vibe. But it's a pity that all the crowds in Super Rugby have been down. So I think if I was going to go to South Africa, I'd like to see a Springboks All Blacks game because that'd be a very good crowd.
And that's exactly what they do. Noah Williams up from fullback. 6 play just short of the halfway line.
Samoa has been going downhill since 2013. Samoa have been going downhill since historically. They used to be a lot better. Squid Rugby did a video about Samoa and Rugby about how there's a bunch of corruption and stuff. So I guess that doesn't help. But I like to think World Rugby, rather than just fling money at it, would actually be able to give more of the Tier 2 countries an opportunity to play more games, because I think that's the key point. I hope Russia get the win. The second halves in these World Cup games have been interesting. It's like a team to go up a gear. Yeah, I mean, I think they need to probably score while they've got 2 men up. They're not doing the best with this double man advantage. Some teams do struggle having 2 men up because it's like you expect to just score, but you've still got to work for it. So if they can score a try or 2, then why not? But still not looking likely at the moment. Who's winning? It's 6-5 to Russia after 33 minutes. Samoa has 2 guys in the bin, both for high tackles. Leo has just beaten like 3 defenders. Samoa running it up in their own half. Can you show us the game? No, I can't. If I show you the game, then Spark Sport will go, who's that idiot on YouTube trying to stream our copyrighted product? We will ban him. I don't want that. If you want to watch the game, sign up for a VPN and connect to ITV. The UK has it free. You just need a VPN. Russia will make an upset and Samoa will fall in the face of the world. At this rate, it's possible, but with 13 men, they're doing surprisingly well. So we'll see how they go once they get back to 15. Shot time, bro. Yeah, they they started it. I'll join you for a wee beer, though. Samoa win a penalty. In order to take up a minute's time, they're going to kick it as long range. I don't think PC will get it, but either way, it eats up time of the 2 yellow cards. Missed in front. Okay, well, apparently he's going to miss it. I didn't know that, but he's going to miss. You should come. I can sure we can host you. You can't go wrong with All Blacks for Springboks game at Newlands. There's probably more All Blacks fans in Cape Town than South African fans. I have heard about that, but there's lots of oh, that's close. You guys said bad miss. That was close. How many meters was it? Yeah, man, I would love to. It's just a matter of getting time off work, getting someone to look after the kids, or bring the kids, get plane tickets. Life is so much simpler before you have children, even though children are lovely. Yeah, Cape Town is a home game for New Zealand. Why is that? 36 minutes, 6 points to 5. So far, this game has not been a classic. The kind of most exciting moments have been the TMOs, which is not ideal, and Leiua's try. But like I said, Samoa are doing very good, despite the fact that they've got 2 guys down. Do you think Johnny Sexton will play the whole World Cup? I think if Joey Carberry comes fit, they probably play him and Kati for at least one game, but I'm not sure what Carberry's prognosis is. I think it would be nice to give Sexton at least one game off. What's the score? It's 6-5 to Russia. 37 minutes gone. Samoa, 2 guys in the bin. Russia should play in a competition with the Pacific Islanders. Russia do need more games, that's for sure. Carl says, be sending you a better jersey. Can't have you wearing that. I picked this Ospreys jersey because it is my thickest rugby jersey. It's relatively cold. It's not too cold. It's very, very marginally cold. So I figured I'll put this one on because it's nice and thick. Okay. Lilo is back on the field. So no damage done during his yellow card. Wearing the wrong shirt there, mate. Ospreys going to lose this weekend. You might be right. Who are they playing? Are they playing one of the South African teams? I haven't been following the Pro 14 at all, I'm afraid, with the rugby on. Premiership started too. Hey, mate, love the Ospreys jersey. Oh, there you go. Both sides. You got on. There's been some famous All Blacks that have worn that jerseys at Liberty Stadium for sure. It's been a popular destination for quite a few guys, actually. It's made for the Welsh weather. Also, it's an old jersey. They don't make them like this anymore. "38 minutes and 30 seconds. Will there be any score before this half comes to a close? If I had to put money on it, I would say no." Cross kick from Russia. Nobody's near it, but Nana Williams makes a hash of it. The Samoan guys scramble because the Russian guys can't get to it. This is a bit of a comedy of errors at the moment. This is not great. But like I said, Samoa have done well not to give away. Oh, and there's a fight, or at least some handbags. Man, Russia almost scored from a charge down kick. Man. In Cape Town, coloured people support New Zealand because of apartheid. They don't want to support the Afrikaans people. From what I've noticed, they buy all the tickets as soon as they go on sale and sell them to the fellow AB fans. Interesting. Sometimes in New Zealand, that's one of the things that's kind of protected from scalpers is All Blacks tickets for very big games. This game is actually tragic. This game is not the best. I will be with you on that. Still remember Brian Lima's tackle against South Africa. Oh, yeah, that was horrendously, painful. Handbags. They're showing the replay of that. Do you think Japan can beat Scotland and make it to the knockouts? I mean, it's only been one game for each side, so it's kind of hard to say, especially given that Japan played Russia and Scotland played, at that time, the number one team in the world in Ireland. But based on that result, why not? But if you had to bet money on it, would you still back Japan or would you back Scotland? Probably Scotland. Scrappy as hell. You're not wrong, man. This game is kind of the definition of scrappy. If you were trying to explain to someone what a scrappy game is, just show them this game and they'll get it. It's just ticked over 40 minutes. Another one of the Samoan guys is looked to be knocked out. Oh, the Russians have knocked it on. Halftime. Can I show the game, please? Guys, get your shots ready. No, I can't show the game. If you want to watch the game, use the link in the description for ExpressVPN. Sign up with that link. You can watch all the games for free on ITV using ExpressVPN. We're going to drink to that. Let's go Samoa. Samoa number 2. You should get a credit from them. Yes, of course. There's a small commission for anybody who signs up. But also, I genuinely used to use ExpressVPN when I was in China, so I know it works. Show the game. Show the game. Bro, do I look like Spark Sport? If you want to watch all of the Rugby World Cup games, use a VPN. It's pretty easy. I have the same amount of points on you on Super Brewer. I'm not doing that well on Super Brewer, but I've still got them all right, just not by the margins. Skull the drink. I just opened that one, man. Are you not working? It's a public holiday in South Africa. What holiday is it in South Africa? Friday. I've heard of that. The subway in Newmarket and the petrol station gave me unreal food poisoning. Avoid that bad boy. Really? Is it like the Caltex? No way. What am I drinking? I was a sucker for the World Cup advertising. and bought the Heinekens with the World Cup bottle. So they've given me like 4 of these Samoan bottles. I think it's 5 because I had one yesterday. So, yeah. Print off a VPN sign and place it behind you. I probably should, eh? It seems to be getting like a relatively common answer. Not bright, eh? Oh, okay. Too many holidays for you guys. Has Samoan team ever been this bad? They shouldn't be this bad, man. On paper, they've got a pretty good lineup. I'm not quite sure what's going on with there. Prashant, you here again? Did you finish your Evolve? Prashant works in my office. Prashant, did you finish your Evolve? He knows what I'm talking about. Hope we got some sort of training regime with all those beers. Bro, I just run after kids. That's what I do. Let's have a look at the halftime match stats and see how this game is going. 6-5 at halftime. Possession, Russia 51, Samoa 49. Territory 50-50. Run meters. Interestingly, Russia 118, Samoa 233. So they've been doing more with the ball. Tackling, Russia 64%, Samoa 79%. It's been messy. It's 6 points to 5 at halftime. 2011-2012 Samoan team used to be fabulous to watch. Now they are literally headache-inducing. They are not very good right now. It's been a bit painful. Samoa will probably come back. I hope so in the second half. No, but it was the one on Broadway next to Liquorland after the garage with Deadly Footlong. Is that right? Was that Subway that bad? I'm sure that's a Caltex, right? The one in Newmarket. Another one here in Auckland. I like KO because of the fantastic streaming and the live in-game stats. That sounds cool. On Spark, we've got Isan Athiwa talking to James Gemmell about everything from the game. Prashant Rodriguez, was it a meatball sub? Can you name at least 5 Russian players? I don't even know one. I cannot. Nope, certainly not. I got school tomorrow, but screw it. Nah, man, go to bed. If it's late, go to bed. Are the 10-14 boys on Spark a lot? They do have quite a bit of stuff on Spark, but like when you log into Spark's site, it's all the games. You scroll down, then all the highlights. You scroll down. It's like historical content, like interviews with like Christian Cullen about his time in the All Blacks, all this other stuff, and then eventually, if you keep scrolling, it's 10-14. So I feel like they've been kind of given the shaft by Spark on their videos positioning. So, yeah. I want Russia to win because Samoa like rugby already and rugby needs to grow. I wonder if this would make news in in Russia if they beat Samoa. Probably, I guess, because they're the ultimate underdogs. They weren't even really supposed to be at this World Cup. Italy beat Japan in 2018. Big Will is not a fan of the 10-14. I think you've mentioned that before, but why? Is it too much Too much talking? Too much analysis? I don't mind. They see stuff that I certainly don't see, which is what I watch it for. But that being said, I haven't been going out of my way to watch all of that stuff. It was much easier when it was on YouTube. It's kind of a pain in the backside to have to log into Spark, go to their thing just to watch that, but it's just me being lazy. Why do you support Samoa? I guess I have more of a connection to Samoa than I do Russia. But really, I'm just a neutral in this one. I mean, I know a lot more of the Samoan players from their time in New Zealand, Super Rugby. My boss at my first job was a Samoan guy. So like I said, like I've never had a Russian boss. I just know more Samoans than I do Russians. So, yeah, it's a thing. I'm furious they were not given reds. I think that's going to be a pretty big talking point. I don't really enjoy talking about the ref stuff after the games, even though I did a ref video today. Yeah, but it'd probably be a pretty big talking point. Enjoy the game. I'm off. All right, Matt. Enjoy the rest of your day. Will you be watching Fiji versus Uruguay live tomorrow? Probably not, because that one, I'll be watching it, but my kids will be running around because it's like 5-something over here. So, like, when it's at this time, I can lock myself away and it's all good. But, yeah, probably not with the kids running around. Samoa haven't played this SHIT in a long time. It's been pretty bad. Did you pick Wales or Australia? I feel like in my predictions video, I picked Wales, but in Super Bowl, I might have picked Australia, but with a tentative, like I'm going to have a look at the lineups and then change it. But both of those sides looked good at times in their own games. You an Ospreys fan with that jersey? I have a lot of jerseys. But yeah, why not? Today, it's a nice warm jersey, so I'm an Ospreys man for this moment. It's the only Welsh club team's jersey that I have, so maybe that does make me an Ospreys fan. I don't know. Oh, no, I have a Dragons jersey. Jeez, bad memory. I still need to get a Scarlets one and a Cardiff Blues one. Scores. It's 6-5 to Russia at halftime. Samoa had 2 guys in the sin bin. You can pretty much name the Welsh squad now. Yeah, it'll be that likely lineup, I'm sure. Do you ever think you will comment on rugby as a full-time job? That must be a dream job for most guys on the channel. I think it's a long, long way away from that. Kind of right now, it's a hobby that allows me to like buy jerseys, and like my webcam was paid for by the YouTube money, but like they only give you a little bit of money for their advertising and stuff. So it'd be cool if I could get a job which was like quite time free, like a part-time or whatever gig, and then do the rugby stuff on the side. That'd be the initial dream, I reckon. Corey Hill's out of the World Cup. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, they took him injured, right? And it just didn't pay off, so it was a gamble. Poor by Russia. They should have had a couple of points on the board with those Samoans off. I agree. It's a ton of work producing content, Modern Block. You are correct. It does take a fair bit of time. Samoan Rugby Union is dead. To be honest, hardly any good rugby players that I want to play for them. It could be right as well. Interestingly, in Tonga, it seems to be the league team that gets more of the attention than the union team. What rugby players have the most potential in the Rugby World Cup? Damn, that's a tough question. Russia, Namibia grand final is what we want to see. Maybe not. League is where it's at for Tonga and Samoa. I think you might be right. Which rugby media personality would you give a yellow or red card? I mentioned it the other stream the other day, John Kerwin. He does kind of piss me off when I watch his stuff on the breakdown because he's just a bit of a loudmouth and he doesn't really listen. So that kind of annoys me. Yeah, Stuart Barnes drives me nuts sometimes from the UK stuff. So yeah, there's a few guys, some of the other guys as well, to be fair. League is such a niche sport. Its pinnacle is Origin. Yeah, you're probably right. The biggest game is State of Origin because the game's not that diverse around the rest of the countries. So, yeah. But, I mean, I guess if you compared rugby to football, you could probably say the same. John Kerwin was a terrible coach. Yeah, you're right. He coached Japan and didn't do much. Coached Italy, didn't do much. Coached the Blues and did sweet FA. So, yeah, I'm all with you on that one. What's your opinion on Mapimpi from the Springboks? I think Mapimpi's come in for a lot of stick. He's not a bad player, but I would choose Nkosi and shift Colby to the other wing. Simple as that. Nick Mellett has great insights on Supersport. Yeah, that guy seems to be a divisive figure, though. A lot of people don't like him. Great guy, terrible coach. Yeah, I admire all the stuff John Kerwin did around like depression and men's health and all that kind of stuff. That's cool. But I don't like the way he interviews on the panel or the breakdown panel. He's a bit of a twit. What's the score? Asks Joseph. It is 6-5 to Russia at halftime. Mapimpi is fast but lacks defense. That's probably a pretty fair assessment of him at times. He coached Japan, and Japan were beating PI teams in their close games with junior ABs in Australia A. Wasn't he the one who kind of started importing more players as well? Would you want to be a future coach for the ABs? No way. Being the All Blacks coach, you could say it's really easy because you get access to a lot of the best players, but basically, if you win, it's kind of like, good, we expected you to win. And if you lose, it's just like, how did you lose? So it's a pretty thankless job. You can't really win. If you win by too much, people will literally say the game is getting boring because you guys keep winning by too much. And if you win by a close margin, people will say, what's going on? You guys didn't win by more. So it's we're very critical of the All Blacks and the coach. I just ripped my sock a little bit. It's 15-on-15 at least for the second half. If you watch Supersport, you will see that Warren Brosnian is Nick Mellett's secret love child. Okay, I'll have to pay more attention for that. In terms of the game, which has started, second half, Russia have gone 7 phases and are now in Samoa's 22. But their attack is looking somewhat directionless. It's kind of one-off runners. Stuart Barnes, yes. Oh, Russia got penalised after 10 phases, so no points scored there. Is France hosting the World Cup again? Yes, the next World Cup is going to be in France.
There's humidity over here in Japan at the moment.
Thoughts on Colby versus New Zealand? He was bloody good, man. He needs to get the ball more. I think somebody in the stream the other day said Faf de Klerk needs to stop box kicking and give the ball to Colby. I kind of agree. After France, it should be South Africa 2027. Be interesting to see which countries bid for 2027. I'm not sure where the process is in that one. Oh, Samoa have just had a line break. Leua can't beat his man on the wing, but he's not held outside the 22. We'll see if these Russian guys start to tire. Big Will, Aussie $10. Blues for life. Yeah, man. I will drink to that. Blues for life. This year, man. Or this coming year. Next year. Next season. That's our year. Definitely. Definitely. Next year. Surely. Has to be. At least make the playoffs. Maybe. Thank you, Big Will. I appreciate that, bro. Surely Samoa are going to score here. Sound like a Warriors fan. That's our year next year. I can't. That's funny how the Warriors, who are Auckland's league team or New Zealand's league team based in Auckland, and the Warriors are just like the Warriors and the Blues are just rubbish every single year. And yet fans are always coming back and thinking, oh, just this year, it's going to be our year. All right, the try has just happened on my stream. Penalty try. And yellow card. Are you planning on going to the 2023 World Cup in France? I started saving a few months back. I should probably start saving some money for that. I really should. And Samoa finally got a try. Who scored? I think it's a penalty try. One of the Samoan guys did go over and force the ball, but it looks like it was given as a penalty try because there was a high tackle in the build-up. Like as he was going in to score, well, the Russian tight head tackled him around the shoulder. What's the score? Now, maybe it wasn't a penalty try. Maybe they just gave it to the number 8. It must have been Amosa. Just to check that on my phone. I forgot who it was. So it wasn't a penalty try. He had to take the kick. Oh, man. PC's kicking boots are back in Samoa or something because, damn, he is striking the ball horrendously. It's 10 points to 6 in Samoa's favor. But Amosa hasn't got back up. Yeah, they're going to have to take him off. Was it an easy kick? It wasn't an easy kick, but it wasn't a hard kick, and he made a real meal of it. It just went way to the side. Yeah, PC shouldn't take any more kicks. Someone else needs to be kicking. Samoa on this form won't be Scotland. Yeah, I mean, before this game, people were saying, man, Scotland was that bad. Samoa's going to beat them. But after looking at this, neither of those teams in blue is looking particularly good. He's 37. Yeah. Get someone younger to kick if needs be, because it ain't going good. In 2011, he was all right. Yeah, 2011 is a long time ago now. Thoughts on Japan, Scotland? It's going to be a heck of a game. I still think Scotland will get up and get it done, despite their lackluster performance against Ireland. Thoughts on South Africa versus Ireland? We still got to get there yet. We still got to get there. Score is 10 points to 6. Samoa 2 tries, Russia 2 penalties. Both Samoa's tries unconverted. Tusipisi is kicking really badly. This game is painful to watch. This may be the ugliest game so far, but we've still got 35 minutes for it to suddenly get good. Man, he is being stretched off. We need to get through to the Samoan coach. Who's with me? Yeah. Well, he used to work with the Blues, so maybe that's where the kind of coaching level is at. There's a reason why this is a midweek game. Yeah, and yet the crowd has still turned out. I know the feeling because in 2011 I went to like Fiji, Samoa. It was the last game I went to of the Rugby World Cup in that year, and it was horrendous. Russia are on the attack with a man down just outside the Samoan 22. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a fan are you of Squidge Rugby's annoying introduction? I don't mind it, but personally, if you've seen my videos, you know I just get straight into it. I don't bother with an introduction. Some channels have got longer introductions, like G-Man's got quite an elaborate introduction. I'll be honest, I skip it. I don't like sitting around for introductions. Squidge's one is brief enough that I don't skip it. But, I mean, some people have told me, hey, bro, you should get introduction. So, you know, each to their own. Live and let live. People do what they're going to do. Drop goal, Russia. Now, I've got to stop reading the chat. Really? Is there a drop goal coming? That's a good kick, man. That's a good kick. That wasn't straight out in front. There was a bit of angle to that. That guy is cold as ice. The ref did well to get out the way. Nice kick, man. Skinny Brew has a nice short intro. Yeah, I mean, some people dig the intros. They say it's kind of like a branding thing. I don't know. I don't mind them. I just tend to skip them if they're too long. That's just me. Did you see NGI Rugby shouted you out? No. Was that in his most recent video? I do like his channel. I haven't seen any of his recent stuff, though. I will have a look. He was in the stream one of the other days. Are you personally a fan of Boanga? I have faith that Steve Hansen knows what he's doing more than me. That's his tactic to beat the rush defense. So I will go with that. Oh, man, what a try. Might want to turn down your volume a bit. Oh, can you guys hear it? Sure. Copyright stuff. I'll turn it down a touch. Hopefully my faffin. Oh, wrong remote. That's the TV. That's the computer. Oh, he can't miss this conversion. No. He can't miss this conversion. Okay. There we go. Got it. It's all coming together for Samoa now. Samoa is back, yes. Well, remember, the Russians only had 4 days rest, so it should be about this time that their guys are starting to show some pretty heavy legs. Who scored? Fidel scored for Samoa, so it's 17 points to 9. The Russians have got 2 penalties and a drop goal. Samoans have got 3 tries, so they just need 1 more for the bonus point. And they're starting to run the Russians ragged. Are you watching on Sky? No, man, Sky don't have the rights. I'm watching on Spark. Still no subs. Is the coach nuts? Yeah, I think he is. He needs to ring the substitutions ASAP, especially with a man down. Who do I think will win this game? Samoa. Spark, where the 10-14 guys fold their soul. Yeah, I mean, those guys had a big YouTube channel going, but I guess their target was to go for mainstream stuff, so that's what they did. It gives them access to all the match footage, which is cool for all the analysis they do. It just means their audience is smaller because they only get New Zealand people who subscribe to either Sky before or Spark Sports now, which is a way smaller audience than everybody else in the world. Man, Samoa are starting to cut loose. The 10-14 is too rushed these days, not as enjoyable as before. Yeah, you can kind of feel they've been told to keep it bite-sized. They used to go real in-depth with their analysis, but it is a bit quicker now. And interestingly, they haven't been doing like the game review stuff, which I've been a bit disappointed about, but I guess it's coming. Maybe they just need time to get it ready. They usually take like a week to get it out, so it's only been since Friday last week, so maybe it's still coming. Oh, Fidel, second try. Samoa are starting to run riot. That's the bonus point, people. I unsubscribed from the 1014. What's the point if they don't put up videos? Yeah, I feel like they used the YouTube channel as a vessel to get a mainstream gig. And then once they got the mainstream gig, they didn't need the YouTube channel anymore. Maybe that's what it feels like. A lot of their stuff seems to be not getting updated, but I guess they are just really busy. It would be nice if they could put out a bit of content on their YouTube channel. Otherwise, yeah, if you just abandon it, it's just gonna get dropped off from. Are we the only country that has to pay to watch it? Are you talking about the 1014, the Rugby World Cup? Some countries are behind a paywall, but I believe only Spark Sport has the 1014 content now. So you have to pay to watch it. PC, is he going to get this kick? He's got that one. 24 points to 9. Samoa, look in the business now. Have you seen the comments on the World Rugby's highlights in the World Cup? I don't get how they do it so badly. They're putting out like 2-minute highlights. It's ridiculous. And then like 2 days later, they'll put out the extended highlights. So, yeah. They need to get that sorted. If I can get a video out straight after the game, a team of like professionals should be able to get some kind of content out relatively quickly. I only found out recently the 1014 content moved to Spark on YouTube. Yeah, they're putting a little bit of 1014 content on Spark's YouTube channel, but there's a ton more on the actual Spark service for people who are subscribed to Spark Sport. It's just that's a relatively small audience, right? Because how many people have subscribed to Spark Sport? Only a section of New Zealand as opposed to the whole YouTube community, which is massive. You got nice content. Keep it up. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I do try to put out at least pretty regular content on what's going on. It's been good, though. I love all the banter and stuff. It's cool fun. Who's leading? It is 24-9 to Samoa after 54 minutes. Remembering it was 10-6 not that long ago. So it was 10-9 after the drop goal. It was pretty close. If New Zealand doesn't win this World Cup, I feel like they will blame Boanga. Yes, probably. They'll say we should have started Bowden or we should have started Ben Smith at fullback, but I guess we'll wait and see. One of the Samoan guys is losing his shorts. Why is Spark taking over? They paid the money for the rights, so they got it. Which game will you stream next? I'm not sure, man. Definitely not tomorrow's one. It's on too early for me to stream because my kids will not be in bed. My biggest gripe is that they actually miss tries in their 2-minute highlights. What a mess. Yeah, at minimum, a highlights package needs to show all the tries. If you want to go bigger than that, you can show the tries plus the kicks, and then you can show the big hits and the nice moves, line breaks, clean breaks, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, at minimum, you have to show the tries. Blake Tremaine, thank you, man. New Zealand versus Ireland final. Let's go. That would be an interesting final, especially seeing as Ireland have got a pretty decent record over New Zealand in recent times. That would be a massive one. I certainly wouldn't be complaining about a New Zealand-Ireland final. But then again, I'd take New Zealand-South Africa as well. I would also take New Zealand-Wales. There's a lot of finals I would take, as long as New Zealand's there. But hey. How long left in the game? About 24 minutes. How have Sparks become so rich? Well, they are our biggest telecommunications company, so I guess it kind of makes sense. It's all good. I have to keep an eye on when you go live. If I was more organized, I would actually announce when I'm going to go live. But sorry, I just kind of do it spur of the moment. If I can get the kids to bed, I can get all my stuff ready, the microphone, computer, TV, all that stuff ready. Then I just jump on. Beer as well. Who's winning? Samoa, 24 points to 9 after 57 minutes. Russia were only 1 point behind not that long ago, but Samoa are really starting to open up. Russia are looking a bit tired. Oh! Samoa are 1 meter away. The Russian guy just... it was a knock on. Blew it. What's the money thing? I can give you money. Yes, it's called a super chat. It's that little dollar sign down the bottom next to the smiley face. It pops up as a big colorful thing on my screen. I guess it does on yours as well. Anyone but England would never hear the end of it. Everyone doesn't like England, eh? That seems to be a universal truth in rugby. Hey, man, can we watch it with you? Sorry, man. If I put it on, then Spark Sport will put a copyright strike on my backside. Score update, please. Still no change, 24-9. Samoa put a kick through. Russia had trouble fielding it, but Samoa couldn't score, so there's going to be a scrum. Why is it no one likes England? I'm not really sure. I used to think it was the media in England are kind of insufferable, but the New Zealand media are equally as bad. So I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's a history thing. Not sure. If I face the camera to the TV, indeed, I will get banned, bro. I am sorry about that. But if you look around, you could probably find a stream or use the VPN. England are the best and worst team in the world every time they play. It can be a bit of a mixed bag. Because of Owen Farrell. There is something kind of not likable about Owen Farrell. He's a very talented player, but he's not very likable. It's true. The Irish don't like English because of 700 years of occupation. That'll do it, man. That's the history thing, for sure. And a lot of other countries have got historical gripes with England, no doubt. No worries, Samoa Pride. At least your team is up 24 points to 9. I like your vids while I'm doing the dishes. Keep it up. That's all good, man. I used to watch, before I started my channel, I used to watch this guy called The Hockey Guy, and he does ice hockey videos kind of the same style, like match previews, reviews, all that kind of stuff. And I used to I didn't even watch his videos. I just listened to him talk while I was like brushing my teeth and stuff. So I know what you mean. Steve, man, $20 Canadian. That's huge money in New Zealand, man. I don't know what that converts to, but it's like, haha, you're like a webcam girl now. Show some skin, mate. Thanks for the hard work you put in for the rugby community. Yeah, most welcome, man. Thank you for the tip. I will drink to that instead of showing you some skin. You don't want to see it. It's pasty white. Pasty white, and it's actually a little bit cold. Not Canada cold, but a little bit cold. When New Zealand lose, why does the referee always get the blame? There are a lot of countries with a culture of ref blaming. It's kind of a thing. England is good. Did you watch England with Tonga? Tonga played pretty well against England, man. Big improvement from their game against New Zealand a wee while back. Man, Samoa are really looking dominant. They just had a massive scrum over the Russians. Massive. Alo Amelia is one hell of a scrummager. Yeah, remember that when the guy used to play for the Rebels? That's a while ago now. The rule is really misinterpreted. It actually says the mitigating factor is tackler is trying to go up. It didn't happen. The player suddenly going down. What didn't happen is he was down. Yeah, you could be right. Haha, been watching you from day one, and Canada cold is much preferable than this Tokyo heat. Never been so sweaty. Yeah, I'm sure I would find the same. Auckland is very mild in its temperature ranges, like cold as anything in single digits and hot as anything above 25. That's Celsius. So, yeah, it's pretty mild. It just pisses down with rain all the time. Samoa on the attack. 62 minutes gone. 24-9 to Samoa. They're in the Russian 22. Nana Williams is cutting back the other way. New Zealand has a similar climate to Ireland. Cool and rainy, I guess, is probably the summary there. Samoa have scored. It was Lilo. Too good, man. Samoa, I think we're always going to be too good in that second half. Any red cards? Nah, there's been 3 yellow cards. 2 to Samoa, who were kind of at the same time, and 1 to Russia. Auckland was cold as F in the winter and rained so much I could have swam up the road. Yeah, I mean, Auckland's thing is none of the buildings are insulated properly. At least they never used to be. Like, this house is pretty chilly because it's old. So, yeah, it gets pretty cold. But not like snowing cold. So, PC is going to get the conversion. Nope, he's pushed it left. So it's 29-9. 29-9. His name is Lilo. I thought it was Lilo. Nope, it's Ray Lilo. I bet he misses. You bet right. If it's raining, it's warm. Yeah, that's true. When it rains, it doesn't feel so cold. When you get clear skies, it gets cold. It's like the clouds hold the heat in or something. PC is mud, man. Yeah, PC's getting old, man. For a guy his age, he's older than me, and he's playing at a World Cup, so I guess that's something. Last time I was in Auckland was 2011 World Cup final. I freeze my balls off, both of them. Yeah, it's not that cold, though, man. It's just windy. Windy and rainy, which does sound pretty horrible. But I went to Dunedin when it was like very early winter and it was cold. Imagine points for Samoa if he would have converted most of these tries. Yeah, I agree. He's off now. Tusi PC has gone off. Alatimu has come on. Who's your favorite player in Samoa? Probably TJ Ioane. He is a wrecking ball machine. I used to love him at the Highlanders. Come to South Africa. Great weather as always. I'll bet. Probably nicer than New Zealand. Although yesterday was a nice day. Today was a bit rubbish. John T. Auckland weather at the moment. Today it rained pretty much on and off most of the day. If you've been to New Zealand, you'll know because it's most of our country is quite coastal. It'll rain for 5 minutes, for sunny, rainy, cloudy. So yeah, I didn't really go out today. I pretty much stayed home until like 4 o'clock, and I went to see my mate and had dinner with him. And came back, put the kids to bed, and watching rugby. So not a bad day all up. If it was sunny, I might have gone out during the day, but I didn't because it was pissing down. But yeah, cheers for that, John T. You are far too kind, man. Schwarzenegger or Stallone? Schwarzenegger, man. Although if I had to pick 80s action movie, it's Die Hard for sure. Russia are actually on attack in Samoa's 22. They've gone a few phases. They got advantage. I guess it'd be nice for them to score a try. The game's already gone for them. They're not going to win it. New Zealand summer is hot and New Zealand winter is cold. New Zealand's kind of funny that if you stand in the sun in summer, it's bloody hot. But as soon as you stand under a tree, it's fine. It's like as long as you're out of the path of the sun, you're fine. If you're standing in the sun and you haven't got sunscreen on, you will get burned. It's horrible like that. But like when I lived in China, in summer, it's hot no matter where you are standing. It doesn't matter if it's morning, noon, or night. Like in New Zealand, the summer morning or summer evening is pretty cool. But yeah, not in China. It's just hot as balls all the time. Like 38 degrees where I was living in Wuhan. So yeah, you can't escape it unless you're in air-conditioned rooms. Come to Australia. It's very hot and humid. I guess it depends where you go, eh? Russia have just kicked for touch. They're going to have a 5-meter line out. I kind of want them to score just so somebody gets on the board. Like 3 kicks is nice, but it'd be nice for them to get double figures. UV rays are stronger in the Southern Hemisphere. You're damn right. It's terrible. You get sunburned really easily. Russia have won their line out. They are mauling. It's going nowhere at the moment. It's not looking likely. The Samoans might be going to sack this maul. Oh, the Russians have got the ball back. They're going to pass it up to the forwards. I live in Auckland. But not in one of the fancy pants suburbs. Don't worry about that. Man. Russia are just trucking it up. They're trying to go through the forwards. The Samoans are defending like demons. How many phases is that? 5 phases. They're not going anywhere. They're not going backwards. They're not going forwards. They're going into the Samoans. Crash. Next guy. Crash. 6 phases. Who's winning? Samoa, 29-9. 10 minutes to go. Russians have gone 7 phases right by the Samoan line, but they cannot get over. New Zealand was hot in the day, but night was so cold. Yeah, that's the way it is. If you're in the sun, it's hot. If you're out of the sun, if it's evening or if it's morning, it gets cold. You should visit Manurewa, beautiful place. I was looking for houses because my wife and I bought a house a couple of years ago. We bought in South Auckland. We did look at Manurewa, but we didn't buy there. Do you have an Ulster flag? If not, I might be able to send one. I do. Yesterday's stream, Ulster flag was behind me. And there's a Connacht flag under this one. They're kind of sewed together. So, yeah. How do you rate Wuhan? I liked it, man. Like, I know a lot of people don't like it. It's a big city. It's like 10 million people, which is more than New Zealand doubled. So, they're TMOing a Russian potential try here. I think he might have lost control of it. Wuhan's weather is kind of rubbish in that it's like really hot for 5 months. It's nice for a month, and then it's really cold for 5 months, and then nice for a month. So it's not the best weather, but you do get used to it. There's food all the time because it's China. There's 10 million people. You can go out at 3 a.m. and buy all kinds of food. You can go to a bar on a Monday and it's open, not like New Zealand where it's kind of sleepy and quiet. So I did appreciate that. Manuriwa is as flash as Otara, isn't it? They're similar, man. Kind of different neighborhoods, but probably similar in terms of their price range. At 2 cents rugby, I've reported you, by the way. If you don't want English people on here, then I said you should put in Tana. What the hell does that mean? What's wrong with English people? No try. Ten minutes to go. 9 minutes. 29-9. Encourages hatred. All right. I don't encourage hatred, Stacy, but I'm gonna block your ass. See ya. Don't need that rubbish. I don't suffer no fools, man. People are going to talk nonsense. They just get blocked. Initially, I did get into the bad habit of just replying to people who are being twits, but it's not worth it. Block and be done. Have you been to Porirua? I have not been to Porirua. My travels in New Zealand are pretty limited, which is sad to admit. I went to Beijing, capital of China, before I went to Wellington, capital of New Zealand. That was a bit sad, but the wife and I are pretty determined to at least get around a bit more of New Zealand in our time off. Although I say that and I'm spending 3 weeks at home watching rugby all the time, so we'll see how that works out. Stacey, we had no chance to get in at each other. Yeah. Why are you named 2 cents? When I was trying to think of a name for my channel, I wanted to put something which was kind of like, I guess, kind of casual, because that's kind of what this is, right? It's just like, I'm not an expert. I'm not a former All Black. I'm not an analyst. I'm just some dude who likes watching rugby and likes talking with his mates about it, basically. So, yeah, it's just kind of my 2 cents. And then I get other people's 2 cents in the comments and we have a yarn. So, yeah, that's kind of the idea behind it. Did you ever go to Taiwan? I lived there for a year. Lovely place. Nah, never been to Taiwan, but my wife wants to go there for all the night markets. Supposedly the food is amazing. So, yeah. I remember when One Tree Hill was called Penrose. One Tree Hill College. Yeah, it used to be called Penrose High School. And they renamed it like it would make it a better school. I went to Onehunga High School, which is also not a flash school. It's like New Zealand has deciles, like 10 is the best school and 1 is the worst. My school was a 3, so nothing flash. So you're like 50 cent, but 2 cents. Yeah. 50 cents is a few times better than me. What's your own name? My name is Mark. Mark is the real name. People call me Mark or 2 cents. I don't mind. 74 minutes. 20 points between the teams. Russia have actually had the better of the last few minutes. They're trying to attack Samoa, but to their credit, Samoa's defense has been really good. You go to Wesley College, nice. So basically, you lived in Brakpan in South Africa. I don't know what that means. Brakpan? The first time I introduced myself to some Canadians in China, I said my name was Mark. They're like, what? They couldn't understand me because I had to put the hard R in Mark. Like, oh, Mark. Mark. Like I was trying to be posh or something. It's just the way we say it, man. Mark. Hey, there you go. What's the score now? Still 29-9. There's no change, but the Russians have been on attack for the last 5 minutes, but they can't bust through that Samoan D. If it was a drinking World Cup, Russia would win. With that vodka, you could be right. Beer is done. Have you ever been to a small town in New Zealand called Bridge Pa? It's really beautiful. Inform me as well. Nah, I haven't, man. I have not. Mark. I look like a Mark. Good. Some people look like their name. Oh, Samoa finally got the penalty. Great defense. Oh, there's a bit of handbags. The Russians are frustrated. They wanted to try. I kind of wanted them to get a try. It would have been nice, but credit to the Samoans, man. That was good defense. The Russians tried to go for a little set play. And that guy's still got that cotton wool up his nose. Yeah. You should try Gisborne over the summer. Very relaxing spot. I do need to get around more of the country. That's for sure. Thanks for the stream and the entertainment, Mark. You're most welcome, man. I appreciate the comments and whatnot I get in the stream. It's really fun. What's better, coconut water or coconut milk? I'm not that into the coconut drinks, I'll be honest. I don't mind Bounty, which is the coconut chocolate. So if that's my third choice, I take that. You got to feel for Russia. They only had a few days rest since their last test game, unfield scheduling. Yeah, you got to wonder if they'd had a couple more days rest where they would have done a bit better. I still think Samoa would have beaten them. Samoa's they got talent in that side. There's probably a bit of rust in this game, but yeah. I think Leinster are playing either Ospreys or Benetton soon. How strong is the Leinster side with all the big guns out? I know they got a lot of depth, right? Is Ross Byrne going to be playing? Bounty for the win. Yeah, man, Bounty. My wife doesn't like Bounty, but I eat the Bounty. If I buy the Bounty, I don't have to share the Bounty because she doesn't like it. Goodbye, Mark. Goodbye, Benjamin. You just did go after Bounty bars. Yeah, what's wrong with Bounty, man? Bounty's good. Great combination of milk chocolate and coconut. What's not to like? Oh, Russia just knocked it on. Oh, there's a minute and a half to go. It's almost done. Is the wife asleep? She is behind that wall. Most likely asleep. Hopefully she can't hear us. But yeah. Imagine All Blacks v Russia with the All Blacks with only 12 men. Who wins? I think I'd back the All Blacks over 80. What kind of drinks do you like then? I'm a sucker for cola, man. Be it Coke or Pepsi. It's sad but true. Very bad for your teeth, bad for your body. Just pretty much a terrible drink, but I'm a sucker for it. Lived in Whangarei until he was 5. I remember swimming at waterfalls. Nice. Monteith's, yeah, Monteith's not a bad drink. Oh, Leua down the wing for that final try for Samoa. That's salt in the wound for Russia. After all that attack, Samoa finally get a ball, and they just go ahead and score a try. It's looking like a very good win for Samoa at this point, but if you just look at that scoreline without seeing the first half, you'll give them more credit than what they deserve, because they were poor in the first half, but they've really come into the game, eh? It's been a long time since Steve Monteith has had a Monteith. You need to be in New Zealand, man, and get yourself one. Coke is bad for your body and your mind, but good for your soul. I'm not sure about that. My girlfriend is allergic to coconut, so the bounties are all mine. There you go, man. Life is good when you don't have to share your chocolate. After the first half, if you are in this pool, if you're like Japan, Ireland, and Scotland, you'd be looking at Samoa going, no, we're going to do these guys like dinner. But second half, maybe not so much. Full time, 34 points to 9. Pretty convincing over Samoa in the end. They missed that final conversion. Imagine if they kicked all those conversions. It would have been in the 40s. But hey, yeah, no, the kick did not go over. All right, guys, I'm going to head off. I'll get the review ready for this Samoa-Russia game. Spoiler alert, it's going to be pretty much Samoa lackluster in the first half, much better in the second half. Russia unlucky to get a try, but good defense in the end from Samoa. So, yeah. Cheers, guys, for the stream. It was a bit of fun. I'll have to catch you guys for the next one. The first half was depressing. If you're going to watch the highlights of the second half are the ones to be watching. All right, guys, enjoy your day at school or work or whatever it is tomorrow. I'm going to get this video done. It's 12:15 a.m. and then I'm going to go to sleep. So, yep, I'll talk to you guys again next time. Cheers again. See you guys later. See you.